Hello team, today I'm going to show you how to use PlayPosit. The first thing you need to do is either join because it's free or log in. The first time you sign in, make sure that you join using your Google account. It makes it much easier to sign in the future. I'm going to go ahead and log in with my Google account now. And then it brings me into my main page, which they recently updated. You see I have a whole list of bulbs already created. Bulbs are what the little units of video and questions are called. If I want to access my bulbs, I would click here and then I can look at any one I want. And I'm also able to get the data for each bulb as far as how my students are doing. The first thing you really need to do is set up your classes. When you click classes, they will appear here, but when you need to add a new one, you would click new and class. I try to name them something that makes them easy for the kids to find. When you want the kids to get on to PlayPosit for the first time, they should also create an account using their Google Drive email, and then they can easily search for what you named the class and join. Once they do that, they're linked to you and you can easily get their scores. Once you have your students in their classes, you need to create bulbs to actually assign them. To do that, you can go to New and click Bulb, and it will take you to the Setup page. The first thing you need to do is enter a video URL. There are pre-made bulbs that you can find, and sometimes it's easy to search for particular subjects you're teaching, but I've found that I enjoy making my own videos and my own bulbs. So what I'm going to do is paste a URL from a video that I made on how to create a screencast that I'm sharing with you in my PowerPoint presentation. Once I have that here, it'll show that it's ready down here. This is what it looks like to start, and then I can click Add. Once I've added my video, it appears over here, and then I can start adding questions to it. So first I need to actually play it.
I'm going to show you
and then I have it muted right now, so I'll unmute it.
So that you can complete your autobiography book project.
So there you are. You can hear me talking, so I'll mute myself again so we don't get confusing. But anyway, you listen through the video, and when you get to a point you want to add a question, you actually click the orange button here and click Add Question. Then you have all these different choices of types of questions to use. This is actually recently opened up to more options. It used to be that you had to have the purchased version of the website to use these, but it appears now that you can actually have access to them even with the free version. So before you were limited to multiple choice, free response, and reflective pause, I believe is where they cut you off. Multiple choice is great because it's a lot of typing, but once you put in the question all the answers and select the correct answer, it will score it for you. So if I did a PlayPosit video with 5 multiple choice questions, I can go in later, make it a 5-point assignment, and really quickly see all the scores, and I'll show you what that looks like in a bit. Free response is great because the students have to practice their typing skills, and it's great for practicing short answer questions, but you actually have to go in and read them and assign them a score, which can be tedious. So you kind of have to decide how you want to use this particular feature and what the end goal is, what you're trying to get out of the video and the activity. Reflective pause is cool because this gives you an opportunity to kind of just put in your own thoughts or notes. For example, we did a video on Kanzi the ape genius, who is a bonobo ape who's able to use language, and I was able to pause the video and put in my own funny thoughts or comments going through, which kind of shows my personality and amused the kids as they were going through and kept them interested, because not only were they answering questions, they were also getting my funny little comments along the way. Polling survey is exactly what it sounds. You can poll the kids on their opinion about something or what they think. Check all that apply. This is a good one because Smarter Balance has a lot of questions like this. This was not a feature that was available before and would have been helpful a few weeks ago when I was making Smarter Balance practice questions, but it appears to be available now. Fill in the blank, again, exactly what it sounds like. You can embed web links, or you can create a discussion forum. I haven't actually played with these advanced features yet because they've just opened up. So I'm just going to show you an example here. If I click multiple choice, I can go ahead and actually write my question. So, where do you download Screencastify? And then once I have my question in there, I can add possible answers. So I could say the web store, I could say Amazon, just make stuff up here, or I could say the mall. So we would download Screencastify from the web store, so I would make sure I select that as the correct answer, and then I save it. You can put a whole bunch of different choices in here. I just used 3. So once I have inserted that, I can go ahead and continue to play my video and let it go again as I'm going through what I'm teaching them to do. And when I'm ready, I can just go ahead and click add another video or add another question and select the question I want here. If your video is too long, especially if you're grabbing something from YouTube that's already there and not something you've created, I would suggest that you trim your video so that you're able to just focus in on the section that you want or the scene that you want from a video. So once you are done with your bulb, you can share it with others, and I'm just going to delete this question because I don't want to do that. Notice up here in the upper left-hand corner it says done. That just lets you know that what I've done so far is saved. So I can preview it if I want and see what it's going to look like for the kids. Basically, it's just going to play through the video, and once it hits, 20 seconds, then that question will pop up. And I can have as many questions as I want, or that's going to fit into my 3-minute, 43-second video. When I'm done, I can click Share, and I can either copy this URL here to share out to my team, which I do frequently in ELA. I can copy this embed code and put this in Schoology as a link, and then it actually embeds the little video into their Schoology page, and they just answer the questions right there. It's important that you pay attention to these settings here. If you share to colleagues ungraded, that means that it won't require them to log in, and you want the students to have to log in when they click on PlayPosit, otherwise you will not get their scores. So I would click, or I do want the viewers to authenticate, so I don't want to click on Do Not Require. Now again, if you wanted it just to be a practice and you weren't going to grade it, you might want to do that because it saves them the step of logging in. Smaller embed just means that the video looks tiny as opposed to big, which I think bigger is better because then they can see better. So then I would hit close, and I'm finished with this. So I can go back out to my courses and see what my grades are looking like, or I can preview it and check it out, or just move out of this screen and go back to my PlayPosit here. So this is what it looks like for the kids, and again I would hit play.
Hello, students.
And it would go through what I was saying, and then when you get to the 19-second mark, my question should pop up and they would answer it, and then the video would continue once they're done answering the question.
Get to the web store. If you go to the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you should be able to click the icon and get to this menu here, which gives you an icon for the web store. You can also...
So there's where your question pops up, and they would choose their answer and submit it. It lets them know if they're right or wrong. They click continue, and they go right along their way.
When you get to the web,
so that's what that looks like. So in my in my navigation screen for PlayPosit, I'm going to show you what it looks like to assess your classes. So if I click on classes, I can select one of my classes, and it will give me all the different bulbs that they've had to do. And if I want to see their scores, for example, the tone of academic writing, I can click this, and it gives me this nice chart, all this beautiful pie charts and bar graphs. But what I really look at is here. So I can see who got question 1 right, who got question 2 right, question 3. Obviously, green is right, and this pinky red color is wrong. I did put 2 short answer questions here that I need to go in and grade, so I would just click on it. It gives me what they wrote, and then I would just give them a score for what I think they deserved for that particular question. And then once I'm done, I can go in and give them a grade on Hack if I want to. But it's a really quick, easy way to assess students once you put in the work and create your videos. I think this is handy in subjects other than English. I know in science you could create a video on a lab that you did, and then students who missed that lab can then make up that lab using something like this. Or in math, if you find tutorial videos to help kids maybe simplify fractions, you can insert your own questions as the video goes on. Social studies, definitely, you could find tons and tons of videos on YouTube and ask social studies related questions, whether it's types of government or something about hunters and gatherers or whatever you're looking for. So I think this is a really great resource. There are some pros and cons to PlayPosit. Sometimes if the students haven't turned their Chromebook off in a while, they just close it, which doesn't shut it down. When they go to click on the video in Schoology, which I can actually show you, this is what it looks like. When they go to click on this, it may make them log in, but then the video here would be gray in the background instead of black. That means they need to shut their Chromebook down and completely wait a few seconds, and then actually go log back in, and then the video usually plays. what they would have to do then is click this, and it actually pops up and asks them to log in with their Google Drive. And then if they just refresh their screen, they're already logged in, they can click on it again and just hit play, and it would take them to the video. This particular one here that I made, I used the PowerPoint, created my PowerPoint, narrated it just like I was teaching a lesson in class, and then I inserted my questions. So it's really great either for absent students or reteaching, and I love it for stations. So definitely take time, play with this. It's a great resource, and if you have any questions, of course, feel free to ask. Thanks for listening, and good luck.